The Pesley with the poisel is the plasma with the pleble. The poisley with the plasma is the plasma with the poisel.
The helmet has long been a staple of screen costuming. However, Hollywood's big problem is that it protects the face, both from harm and from the audience's view. Of course, the face is the center of emotion, and we usually need the actor's face to tell us how to feel about what's happening in the scene. Films predictably solve this problem by either giving the character no helmet, or writing into the story a reason why the helmet must come off, especially as our hero is in his most intense battle.
There's no shame in it.
It's a quick and easy out for the helmet so we can focus in on our hero's face. And I get it, while a real soldier's helmet wouldn't be coming off so often, it's incredibly difficult to convey the emotion and tension of a scene if a main character's face is covered in steel. Does it ruin a movie? Not hardly. But is there a more creative way to write through the helmet problem? Enter The Mandalorian. The Jon Favreau brainchild series The Mandalorian has been hailed by fans worldwide as an entertaining show with some of the best content in the Star Wars universe. The boundaries of film technology have also been pushed by Favreau throughout the production of the show. But one of the most silently impressive and innovative things about the show has nothing to do with the technology or unbearable cuteness. It has to do with the way the main character wears a helmet for nearly every single scene of the show. The impressive part about it is that we still care for the main character and feel the tension and drama of the story, despite virtually never seeing his face. The writers pull this off by baking the helmet into the fabric of the story, and the first way they do it is by creating a sort of mystery box and naturally making the audience wonder what's under the helmet. When something dramatic happens, since the narrative is strong so we're already invested in the story, we naturally place ourselves into the character's psyche to imagine what he must be thinking and feeling, and what his facial expression must be behind the helmet. Without our hero's face to tell us how to feel about what's playing out, we're forced to also perceive the drama through other channels, including his voice acting and body language. Though the main character, Din Djarin, uses a cool and collected gunslinger-esque voice, the lines between cool and emotional become masterfully blurred.
You have something I want. You may think you have some idea what you are in possession of, but you do not. He means more to me than you will ever know.
Instead of seeing regret or hesitation in his face when leaving a character behind, we see this. They also integrate the helmet into his character development by including it in his warrior religion. The rule goes that his face must never be seen by another living being.
Have you ever removed your helmet? By creed, you must vow.
That not only provides for an interesting character detail, but creates tension when opponents, or friends, attempt to remove his helmet. We simply don't need a character's face to tell us what to think in every scene, or during great conflicts, or in the case of The Mandalorian, basically any scene at all. This brings up the idea of over-reliance on the face as an emotive tool, as evidenced by Hollywood's need to take helmets off characters at all times. It makes me wonder why in the world we always have to see the character's face in intense situations like battles. Why can't we be told how intense something is in other ways? I'd like to be told what characters are feeling more like Captain Miller in Saving Private Ryan. His face says little, but his hands say everything. One highly innovative example I found of utilizing helmets in story was in this German medieval TV series. In this battle scene, not only are helmets worn during the whole fight scene, but they alternate between a camera attached to the helmet and a view through the helmet's visor to enforce how heart-pounding and claustrophobic the character's perspective is while battling for his life. By capitalizing on the helmets with their creative filming choices, they not only keep the scene more historically realistic, but actually add great tension to the scene. Ridley Scott's The Last Duel attempted to deal with the helmet problem in its climactic duel by inventing a sort of half visor. This way we could still see the face, and we could more easily tell the two dueling characters apart. The idea was at best interesting, but critiqued by many as looking goofy and unrealistic. It makes me wonder if they couldn't have made the difference between the two characters more pronounced through the costume design. Surely, if one character had, say, some horns on his helmet or something to that effect, that would be enough to give us instant recognition of which character is which, and would be more historically accurate than half visors. Their half visor invention didn't matter much anyways, as they quickly reverted to getting the helmets off the characters in the final duel. Of course, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the original helmeted icon of Star Wars, Darth Vader.
Yes, Admiral.
Although it's not quite the same achievement as The Mandalorian, since Vader isn't the protagonist and thus doesn't carry the weight of the story, they still utilize an imposing figure, iconic character design, and excellent voice acting to bring this character to life. It works so well that we don't need to see his face for the entire trilogy until the end as a father-son bonding moment. In conclusion, the real problem isn't the helmet, it's the lack of creativity to effectively write the helmet into the story. What I saw in The Mandalorian was a creative embrace of the main character's helmet to enhance the story. And though the usual helmet treatment is sometimes necessary and doesn't exactly ruin a movie, this just doesn't have the same punch as this.